What if the most famous orator of the 19th century, William Jennings Bryan, had won the presidency in 1896 instead of William McKinley? What if the United States had chosen populism over industrial capitalism, silver over gold, and agrarian ideals over urban interests? In this video, we dive deep into the alternate timeline where Bryan becomes president and the United States takes a drastically different path through the 20th century. Like and subscribe for more. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell for more history documentaries. Please watch the video till the end, as good interaction would help the performance of the video and the growth of my channel massively. The election that never was, but almost was. In our alternate reality, Bryan defeats McKinley in the election of 1896 by narrowly winning key northern swing states like Ohio and Illinois. This shift could be attributed to a more coordinated grassroots campaign, stronger support from organized labor in the industrial Northeast, and a sharper populist message that resonated with urban workers, not just rural farmers. In this version of history, the Panic of 1893 still looms large, and McKinley's ties to big business and banker interests, especially those supporting the gold standard, become a liability instead of an advantage. Bryan's electrifying Cross of Gold speech, which galvanized the Democratic National Convention, sweeps the nation and secures a coalition of farmers, laborers, and disaffected Democrats and populists. The nation responds, North, South, and McKinley. The American South and parts of the Midwest celebrate Bryan's victory as a win for the common man. The Bible Belt, already culturally aligned with Bryan's evangelical Protestantism and moral convictions, sees it as a turning point for Christian morality in politics. However, many in the industrial North react with fear. Wall Street plunges after the election. Newspapers predict economic catastrophe. The Republican Party, stunned and bitter, begins reorganizing almost immediately. William McKinley, in defeat, becomes a respected elder statesman and a rallying figure for the Republican opposition, perhaps a precursor to the modern concept of the shadow president. President Bryan takes office. Bryan's cabinet features fellow populists and reformers, perhaps someone like Richard Olney at State, but more likely William A. Peffer or other agrarian Democrats. He pushes forward a bimetallist monetary policy, beginning the process of moving the U.S. off the gold standard and introducing more silver into circulation. While Congress, especially the Republican Senate, is resistant, Bryan uses executive power and the Treasury Department to influence monetary supply, leading to inflation. Farmers benefit, industrialists panic. Bryan vetoes the Dingley tariff and pursues a moderate protectionist policy, but not as aggressively as McKinley. He instead focuses on antitrust efforts and railroad regulation, fighting monopolies early on. The Spanish-American War. Would Bryan have gone to war with Spain? The answer is yes, but with reluctance. Bryan was a vocal anti-imperialist, but also a patriot. Public pressure, the sinking of the USS Maine, and humanitarian concerns in Cuba force his hand. However, his war aims are more limited. Bryan likely negotiates a peace treaty that liberates Cuba and grants the U.S. limited strategic holdings, Guam and Puerto Rico possibly, but not the Philippines. Hawaii's annexation? Still likely, due to strong military and economic interests. He does not sign the Treaty of Paris in its original form, instead demanding conditions for self-determination. The Philippines may become a protectorate or quasi-independent, changing the course of U.S.-Asia relations permanently. The open door that never opened? Without McKinley's imperialist approach, Bryan is hesitant to pursue aggressive economic expansionism abroad. He may not fully endorse John Hay's open-door policy in China, seeing it as exploitation rather than opportunity. Instead, Bryan may propose international arbitration and diplomacy, laying the groundwork for future global cooperation. This could weaken American influence in East Asia early on, but build goodwill in Latin America and Europe. 1901. A bullet that never struck. In our reality, McKinley was assassinated in 1901 by anarchist Leon Zalgas. Would Bryan face the same fate? Possibly not. Bryan's rural appeal, religious persona, and populist policies may not provoke the same level of anarchist rage. He survives his first term. No Roosevelt presidency, no big stick diplomacy. Election of 1900. A rematch. Bryan runs for re-election in 1900. His opponent, likely Theodore Roosevelt, drafted earlier by desperate Republicans seeking energy and charisma. The campaign is fierce. Roosevelt attacks Bryan as soft on foreign policy and a danger to the economy. Bryan touts peace, prosperity for farmers, and labor protections. In this timeline, Bryan narrowly wins again, especially if economic conditions stabilize due to inflationary policies helping debtors and agricultural sectors. The long-term effects of a Bryan presidency. Bryan's 2 terms changed the trajectory of the 20th century. No Roosevelt progressivism. Bryan's own version of reform comes earlier and in a more religious, moralistic tone. Earlier anti-imperialism. America pulls back from empire building. No Panama Canal under U.S. control? A possibility if Bryan resists intervention in Latin America. Labor rights and antitrust efforts begin sooner, but without Roosevelt's combative flair. The Democrats become the dominant party of morality, faith, and reform. The Republican Party might pivot sooner toward business interests and internationalism. How would history remember Bryan? In this alternate universe, Bryan is remembered as the common man's president who saved the country from Gilded Age corruption, a moral reformer, not a political realist, a founder of American progressivism, in religious rather than scientific terms, a peacemaker, not a warrior. Yet his legacy is mixed. Critics see him as naive, indecisive, and too beholden to Christian moralism. He likely doesn't age well with modern secular historians, but is revered in rural America and progressive circles. Conclusion: William Jennings Bryan winning in 1896 could have radically changed America's trajectory, from foreign policy and labor reform to currency and faith in public life. It would delay or even prevent U.S. imperial expansion and potentially reshape the political landscape for decades. What do you think? Write your opinion and version of the story in the comments below. Please be polite and kind. If you want to know what would have happened if Dewey defeated Roosevelt in 1944, click on the video on the left. Thanks for watching.